Hey everyone, welcome back. I have Hugo Alonso again from Stay Winning Podcast here, and today we're probably going to touch on some few topics that we thought about, and I really think it's going to be very informative and helpful to many of you. And we kind of want to start it off maybe on getting out of your comfort zone.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Glad to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love it, man. I think this is going well. I enjoy our topics and discussion, and yeah. So let's kind of touch on comfort zone and maybe how it relates to finances in a way.
Yeah, I know it's cliche to say to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Or getting in your comfort zone, or comfort is where dreams die. Yes, all of that are cliches, I guess, but they all make sense and the message is positive. Now, as far as how it relates to personal finance, uh, comfort is going to work for a paycheck, exchanging your time for a paycheck, sitting in traffic to go exchange time for a paycheck. That's very comfortable knowing that most people, I mean, know there's different pay periods, but it's very comfortable to know that every other week there's going to be a deposit into your bank account. But to take it a step further, as far as relating it to how that's where dreams go die, um, and that's where people get comfortable. So taking it a step further, how it relates to personal finance, yeah, that's very comfortable. But I think in today's environment, in order to make it, in order to succeed, in order to get ahead, you have to step away from that and go above and beyond than just working and exchanging your time for a paycheck. That could include investing, um, start off small with dividends, investing in passive income assets like real estate once the money gets bigger. But it's very scary. Sure, it's comfortable to be working for a paycheck, but it's very scary to know that once that job is gone, um, your lifestyle is gone. And that can change in a split second, in the blink of an eye, whatever expression you want to use. You're one paycheck away from poverty, you're one paycheck away from being homeless. So the message here is get out of the comfort zone by making your money work for you. I know it's very comfortable to, again, go exchange your time for money, but to get out of that comfort zone and to grow, you got to put that money to work for you. Whether it's starting LLCs, just to touch on that, you only have one social security number. There's only one of you. There's only one identity. You mess up that credit, it's gone. That's it. However, you can have as many LLCs as you want with their own tax ID numbers and their own credit reports. So you can multiply yourself on paper to generate additional income, additional resources, and be the best version of yourself for your partner, for your family, for your friends, and anyone else that cares about you.
I love that. That's a great message, and I think that's what a lot of people kind of they head down that path of, like you're saying, working for a paycheck, and they get super comfortable. And I think a lot of it has to also do with your surrounding. I mean, so I don't, for me growing up, I didn't really see a lot of people, starting their own businesses and taking risk and starting their own, companies. And I saw a lot of people going to college, going to school, just like myself, and we all kind of got into regular W-2 jobs, and we got super, super complacent. And I think that's part of the problems we have in our society right now is a lot of people are just headed down that path and don't realize that there's so much opportunities out there.
Yeah, I think you added some great value there. It's not a bad method. It's just a method that's outdated now.
Yeah.
As we mentioned in previous episodes, you can have a one household income working in a blue collar job and still provide a roof over your family's head. Nowadays, you need dual income household, and in many parts of the country, you're in Hawaii, I'm in California. Sometimes we need more than one stream of income to make it out here. Um, so yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad you mentioned this topic, so we can transition a little bit into how to growing out of the comfort zone. But I know in previous episodes we talked about, um, I
What
guess
what's
you.
the easiest way you see it as getting out of your comfort zone? Like, how did you get out of your comfort zone, I guess?
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to relate it to. So how? So You mentioned about a minute ago, it's all on your surroundings, right? So the way I got out of my comfort zone was just being alone.
Hmm.
See, I grew up in a neighborhood where a lot of people are okay being comfortable and they think that's fine and they're happy that way. But I wasn't happy that way. I wasn't happy being comfortable.
It,
So I grew out of it by being alone. So you mentioned it's all based on your surroundings. In previous episodes, we mentioned, surround yourself with five additional people that have your goals, right? So like if you hang out with five millionaires, you're gonna be the sixth millionaire. So I didn't have those resources growing up. That was nowhere to be found in the hood. Um, so I grew out of my comfort zone by being alone and being okay with being alone. A lot of people are not okay with being alone. That could be something as simple as going to sit down in a restaurant by yourself to signing a mortgage document by yourself. So to answer your question more simple, how did I get out of my comfort zone? I became okay with being alone. I became okay with being by myself because I didn't have the resources around me growing up and I couldn't find five other people on the same journey to the top. So I had to get comfortable with being alone. So if those shoes fit out there for anyone listening, just know you're not the only one. Feel free to reach out or comment or like this video. We can chat some more, but that's how I grew out of my comfort zone. If I was to simplify it in one sentence.
I love that. Do you think though it's alone and being busy is kind of the same thing? Because I think for like me, it was also just finding something I was passionate about, and I was just constantly trying to learn and better myself in that field and learn more about finances and business and real estate. So I was just constantly busy, and it's just I was alone, I guess, but I just really didn't have a lot of time for other things.
Yeah, you definitely want to get busy in that comfort, right? You don't want to be the person from high school that someone talks to 10 years later and you just keep telling them how busy you are, but you have no results to show for it. So yeah, get busy when you're alone. Uh, like Mark. Mark tweets all day, Mark creates videos all day. He's getting busy.
Yeah, I
So
try to. I'm trying, but I think it. I also enjoy it. I enjoy when people communicate back. So I think it's also finding something that you're either passionate or you have some enjoyment in it. Because to me, that makes it a lot easier for me to look forward to doing it every day. And like you're saying, always tweeting or Xing stuff or whatever it's called now, but putting some content out there. And I love when people reach out to me. And I think that's part of it too, is just finding something that you enjoy.
yeah, for sure. So if you're gonna see, the reason people say find something you enjoy is because the most important part of overnight success is the first 5 to 10 years. So when you do something that you like, that time is going to go by quickly. You're not going to get bored of it. When it's something that's your passion, just like me in the hood, no one else had that same passion. As Mark mentioned, tweeting. Yeah, you can tweet about it. Eventually, the right people will find you. If um, if you're not that comfortable being alone, the right people will come and join you in that journey. And we see it every day on Twitter. So, Mark, thank you for engaging with my tweets. I believe that's where we met, actually, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, let this be an example that if you're alone, there's other people on Twitter. I think it's a great app where you can meet people on the same journey with the same goals, the same destination, and are willing to help you push you up and not hate and not beat you down and provide you with some feedback if you ask for it, but they're always there to support you. So if you're listening from Twitter, thank you, people.
Yeah, and thank you for always coming on, finding the time every week for us to do this and put some content out there. Before we kind of wrap this topic up, my one question for you on this is kind of, what's your thoughts on like watching Netflix or TV shows as far as, is that, you know, getting too comfortable, or how do you see that?
For anyone listening, I stream every day. I watch TV every day. So don't feel guilty if you do. Um, it's what you do during the time that you're putting into your craft. So even if it's going to be 5 hours a day, those 5 hours a day are nonstop is worth way more than 10 hours a day where you take a break here and there. So don't feel guilty if you're out there streaming, watching TV, or you're on social media. I watch TV every day. I try to keep up with my sports team. I stream every day. So it's possible. I recently ran a survey on Twitter asking people how many people they thought were part of the Stay Winning podcast team, just based on how much content I push out there. And I do have a full-time job. And a lot of people responded three. They thought there was three of me at Stay Winning Podcast. And I don't do this all day. I think this is the latest I work. Mark, guys, Mark has me working the latest
Oh man,
content.
come on.
So if you see me tweeting right now at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., those are all scheduled tweets. I've gotten better about that. Um, but like Mark said, we like that. So we can go on Twitter, relax and reply because that's what we enjoy, right? That would be the equivalent of someone else watching their favorite soap opera. That's what we like. We like, hey, someone has a question about, some breaking IRA news today. So yeah, it's okay if you stream, it's okay if you watch TV, no biggie. Just make sure that when you put the time into your dreams to get out of your comfort zone, you're giving it 100% from beginning to end, even if it's just 5 hours a day, 3 hours a day. That's worth a lot more than trying to break yourself for 10 hours a day and going only 60, 70% capacity.
All right. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you got to find time to do other things and find other hobbies and passions. And I think that's like you said, it's super important. It's more the time that you are working. It's like how efficient you're doing that, and I think that's super important as far as the amount of effort you're putting in. And like you said, you could be sitting there for 10 hours and saying you're staying busy, but you're not really being productive, I guess.
Yeah, we all know people like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was awesome. We'll wrap this one up and we'll come back with another topic after this. Thanks, man.
Thank you. See you guys next time.